Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from Group 7. We would like to present about classroom action research, or we usually call it as CAR or PTK in Indonesia. Well, before that, please meet our team. The first is me, Muhammad Firnas Hibatullah, and the second is my friend Anggun Kunapuspita, and the third is Muhammad Alfenis Publo, and the last but not least, Dian Faturrahmah. Okay, so before we go further about what is CAR actually, so the concept is that classroom action research or CAR centers on the classroom. So of course it happens the research is conducted in classroom based on what happens in the classroom and simply tries to investigate what actually happens inside the classroom. That is the concept. And then so classroom action research is actually one type of action research. So action research is a process in which educators examine, so not only educators, but practitioners in every field examine their own practice systematically and carefully using the techniques of research. So the practitioners examine what happens in his or her practically that happens in his or her activity, but using the techniques of or steps in academic research. And then CAR treats classroom interaction as virtually the only object worthy of investigation. So yeah, as the name classroom, so the object that is valuable to be investigated is the classroom itself. And then CAR indicates the action and the practice done by teachers. Of course, it's done by teachers in their own classrooms or issues on how teachers respond to learners' errors, how interaction occurs in classrooms, the feeling of the teachers and learners during or after the lessons, and so on. So there are so many um, types, or there are so many cases that actually teachers can examine, can investigate, like but the main purpose or the main goal of classroom research is to find how to solve the problem that happens in the class with many kind of methods in teaching and learning. Well, that's all for the first about the definition of classroom action research. The next will be presented by my friend Anggun Kunapuspita. Thank you.
Okay, I will explain the purpose of classroom action research. According to Cohen, the first purpose is a means of remedying problems diagnosed in specific situation or improving in some way a given set of circumstances. And the second purpose is a means of providing a preferable alternative to more subjective approach to problem solving in the classroom. And the third purpose is a means of improving the normally poor communication between the practicing teacher and academic researcher. The fourth purpose is a means of inserting training, thereby equipping the teacher with the new skill and method, sharpening his analytical powers and heightening his self-awareness. And the last purpose is a means of injecting additional or innovatory approaches to teaching and learning into an ongoing system which normally inhibits innovation and change.
The next slide, number 3, the step in classroom action research. This has, according to strike plan, number 1, Identify a classroom related question that you would like to research. And number two, examine any research applicable to your question. And next, choose a teaching design that will work most effectively in answering your research question. And the final is collect the data that you need to help answer your research question, such as student grades, result of survey. And next, continuous page. Number five is analyzes the data you have collected to come to a conclusion. And number six, implement a strategy based on your results. And number seven, share your research with colleagues and others who might be interested. And next, that's about car cycle. And at the beginning of identify problem or question, and life cycle, and next plan research, and next collect data, and then analysis and interpret data, reflects, and finally that's share and take action. That's a cycle. And the definition of car cycle.
The benefits of classroom action research. Some of the benefits. The first is giving a proper exposition and report of situation of teaching learning process where the research is conducted. The second is classroom action research does not have final result. Instead, cycling process which allows researcher to seek and find the actual teaching learning improvement which is appropriate to the situation at the time. The third is helping the research provides appropriate and effective teaching learning methods throughout the process of trying and seeking in scientific way. The next is helping the researcher in investigating problem encountered in class and finding the solution. Teachers' role in classroom action research. Some of teachers' roles is a teacher must have a reflective thinking. Teacher analyzes classroom scientifically and objectively based on detailed evidence. And teacher is needed to recall facts of classroom for the experience and list the problems encountered. The next is teacher is obligated to have background knowledge about the problem encountered from reading or discussing with experience. Teacher must be able to distinguish between pertinent and not pertinent variable to methods implication and notes down how is the method is implemented at class. And teacher concludes and interprets the method implication, failure, and effect to teaching learning. I think enough. Thank you very much. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.